Nitai Gaur Radheshyam Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Bhayo Nitai Gaur Radheshyam Japo Hare Krishna Hare Ram. Shri Gurudev Namo Namaha. Shri Gurudev Namo Namaha. Jai Guru Jai Guru Jai Guru. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Vandushka Saka Tvameva Tvameva Vidyam Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvamam Deva Deva. Jai Mahavira Ramana Ki Jai, Jai Nitai, Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam. SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM Book 2, Discourse 6, Shloka 1. Brahma continued, the mouth of the cosmic being is the birthplace of the organ of speech as well as the god of fire, the deity presiding over it. The seven dhatus, or essential ingredients of his body, viz. Skin, flesh, blood, fat, marrow, sinew, and bone, are the source of the seven Vedic mantras. Gajatri, Gajati, Ushnik, Tristuv, Anushtuv, Pankti, and Rihati. And even so, his tongue is the source of all kinds of food, the food of the gods, the food of the manas, and the remains of both, which is like ambrosia for human beings, of the 6 varieties of taste, as well as of the sense of taste, and the birthplace of Varuna, the deity presiding over the same. 2. His nostrils are the excellent source of all the 5 kinds of vital airs, prana, apana, vyana, udana, and samana, as well as of the element of air. Similarly, his olfactory sense is the birthplace of the twin gods, Ashvins, and the source of all kinds of food grains, as well as of all ordinary and special odors. 2. Shloka 3. His sense of sight is the source of all colors as well as of the lights that reveals them. While his eyes are the source of heaven and the birthplace of the sun, even so his ears are the source of the 4 cardinal points as well as of all sacred places. His senses of hearing, of ether, and its special characteristics sounds, while his limbs are the source of the essence of all things, and the receptacle of all loveliness. 4. His sense of touch is the source of touch, as well as of the elements of air, and even so of all kinds of sacrificial performances. Similarly, the hair on his body are the source of all kinds of trees and plants, or, according to another view, of such as them as contribute to the performance of sacrifice. This is an interesting shloka because this is showing that everything is coming from the Supreme Person. And as everything is coming from the Supreme Person, everything that is in and around the Supreme Person is the original archetype of everything that we see in the material world. Therefore, we can understand that the universe, as a fractal phenomenon, has the root of the fractal in the Nitya Lila, in God, to say Bhagavan, Everything is coming from Him, and everything is manifest as an expansion of Him in shape, form, etc. That's why for materialistic people, many times it's absolutely impossible task to understand that Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Swayam Bhagavan, has a physical body or a shape that is not an only Parabrahman, but Bhagavan has shape that has a human form. And why is this difficult to understand? Because they are thinking that the human form is originated in the human life, kind of life. So this is not true. The human form is originate in Bhagavan itself. That's why it's possible for us to have a human form. The human form is not originated in the human race. Humankind is not. Humankind has a human form since Bhagavan has a human form. And that body of Bhagavan is not material, but is eternal. The form of Krishna is transcendental always. So, because Bhagavan has a form, we have a form. Because Bhagavan has trees in Nitya Lila, then we have trees on earth. But as the Nitya Lila is, we can see also planet Earth and surely the other platforms of life around all this universe. So this is the correct understanding. It's not that we are giving human qualities human qualities to Bhagavan, to God. This is not the correct understanding. We have divine qualities similar to Bhagavan. That's why we have a human form. That's why we have relationships with others. That's why we are connected with nature. That's why we can see the rivers as Yamuna, Maharani in Nitya Lila, Gangama, for example. We can see rivers all over the earth. Surely exist rivers in other regions of the universe. This is explained by Shastra, since Gangama is coming from the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Vishnu, so it's coming from all and crossing all the universe. It means that the rivers exist in the other platforms of life, the other 14 or 13 platforms, mandalas, mandala kriti of life, all through the universe. This is the correct understanding, and these previous verses, slokas, the number 2 and 3 and 4, are explaining that everything is coming as a manifestation of Bhagavan. But it does not mean only that Bhagavan is the source of everything, but also it means that everything is an expansion, fractal expansion of Bhagavan. Fractal expansion of Bhagavan. Yeah. This understanding, you must first understand what's a fractal, and then you will realize why all the shapes exist and everything that exists here exists there. Here is a reflection of the origin, the root of the fractal. So check that by yourself, meditate on that, do some japa, and meditate on the Mahamantra sound, and you will realize step by step, wow, everything is expansion of the origin. So if we see a tree, there is a tree similar to this, but even more beautiful in the Nitya Lila Vrindavan. So on this state of consciousness, we can start connecting everything that is around us to Krishna directly. And we realize that we've never been far, we are never being blind. Everything has been here, right now. Nitya Lila Vrindavan is just right here in the moment that you open your inner eyes, your real spiritual eyes. Let's continue. Five, his hair are the source of clouds, and his beard a mustache of lightning. while the nails of his fingers and toes are the source of rocks and iron. Similarly, his arms are the birthplace of the guardians of spheres, who are mostly engaged in the work of protecting the universe. 6. His stride is the support of the three worlds, the earth, the region of the air and heaven, while Sri Hari's feet are the source of security and protection, as also the place where all one's desired object can be had. 7. The penis of the cosmic being is the source of water, the seminal fluid and creation, and the birthplace of the god of rain, as well as of Prajapati, the god of presiding over creation, while his faculty of generation is the source of the light resulting from copulation from the sake of offspring. You hear that, right? 8. Even so, his organ of excretion, O Narada, is the birthplace of Yama, the god of retribution, as well as of the god Mitra, and the origin of the function of evacuating the bowels, while his anus has been spoken as the source of all destruction of life, the origin of hell, and the birthplace of Mrityu, the god of death, as well as of Nirti, the goddess of poverty. Here we are again proving what I am telling, that everything is expansion of Bhagavan. Actually, Bhagavan has a human form just like us. It's exactly the same. The difference is the beauty, the power, the strength, the life. Everything is superior, but basically it's the same as our body. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? 9. His back is the source of defeat and unrighteousness, as well as of tamas, the principle of darkness or opacity. His arteries and veins are the source of big and small rivers, while the system of his bones is the source of mountains. Can you see? 10. The abdomen of the cosmic being is known as the source of the unmanifest primordial matter, the child and the oceans, and the origin of all beings, as well as of their dissolution, while his heart is reputed to be the source of the mind. 11. Even so, the Shita, reason of the Supreme, is excellent source of Dharma, righteousness, and the God presiding over it. Myself, Brahma, yourself, Narada, Sanaka and his three brothers, Sanatana, Sanandana, and Sanatkumar, and Lord Shiva, as also of Vinyan, understanding, and the faculty of reason. So the consciousness of Bhagavan is the origin of Dharma, Brahma, Narada, the Charkumars, Shiva, and Vinyan, Jnana, understanding. 12 and 15. Myself and yourself, Lord Shankara, those elder brothers of you, Sanaka, and others, the divinities, demons, and men, the Nagas, bird, deer, and reptiles, the Gandharvas, and celestial nymphs, the Yaksas, Rakshasas, and Bhutas, ghosts, serpents and beasts, the Manes, the Siddhas, Vidyadharas, and Charanas, the celestial bards, trees, and other species of living beings residing either in water, on land, or in the air, the planets and lunar mansions, comets and other stars, lightning and thundering clouds, nay, all this universe, past, present, and future, is no other than the Supreme Person. It is by Him that all this stands pervaded, and it covers only a span of the cosmic being. Jai Ho. Wow. 16. Even as the sun shines outside while illumining its own orb, so does the Supreme Person cast his effulgence inside as well as outside the universe while illuminating his own cosmic body. 17. He transcends all that is subject to death as well as the fruit of action, and is the Lord of that immortal and fearless state of moksha. That is why, O divine sage, no one can fathom the glory of the Supreme Person. 18. All the words presents only a fraction of the Supreme Person, and it is in these words, forming part of the Lord, that all created beings are known to reside. And it is in the three highest heaven, Jnana Loka, Tapoloka, and Satyaloka, standing above Maharloka, which itself exists above the three worlds, that immortality, security, and fearlessness have been established. The three ashram of a stage of life, those of the brahmachari, vanaprasthas, and sannyasis, none of whom beget children, constitute his 3 feet, which have their abode outside of the three worlds. Viz. the earth, the region of air and heaven, while the 4th foot, the stage of householder who does not observe the vow of long celibacy, dwells inside the three worlds. (19) 20. The scriptures speaks of 2 paths. The path of action, which has been characterized as avidya, or ignorance, because of its being conducive to rebirth, and the path of upasana, meditation on God, which has been designated as vidya because it leads to knowledge or the realization of truth. The jiva, embodied soul, follows either of these 2 paths, the first of which leads to enjoyment, and the other to final beatitude, while the Supreme Purusha is the foundation of both. 21. Even as the sun, though illuminating and warming all with its rays, is yet distinct from all, the Lord, from whom was evolved this universe in the form of an egg, as well as his cosmic body, consisting of the 5 gross elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether, the 10 indriyas, the 5 senses of perception, and the 5 organs of action, and the 3 gunas, modes of prakriti, though indwelling all this and manifest in their form, is entirely beyond the universe as well as his cosmic body. 21. 22. When I sprang up from the lotus in the navel of the cosmic being, I found no materials for sacrifice beyond the limbs of the Supreme Person. 23 and 26. Of these requisites, O noblest sage, I collect from the limbs of the cosmic being himself materials for sacrifice, such as the animals to be sacrificed, trees for sacrificial posts, blades of kusha grass, this sacrificial ground where Brahma evidently happened to be at the time of the discourse, and a most advantageous time for the performance of a sacrifice, vessels and other necessary things, cereals like rice, barley, and so on, clarified butter and other only substance, saps of soma and other plants, gold and other metals, clay of various kinds, water, the sacred texts of the Rig Veda, the Yajurveda, the Samaveda, and the duties of the 4 chief priests officiating at a sacrifice, Hota, Adavaryu, Udgata, and Brahma, the names of sacrifices such as Jyotish, Toma, etc., and mantras such as Swaha, etc., as also the sacrificial feasts and the sacred vows to be observed during the performance of a sacrifice, the mention of the gods, the text laying down the process of conducting sacrifices, the formal undertaking of a vow to perform a sacrifice, and the process of performing it, the movement at the close of a sacrifice and contemplation on the deities, expiatory ceremonies for errors and omissions, and offering the world performance to the Lord. 27. Having thus collected all the materials from the limbs of the cosmic being, I worship with those very materials the same Supreme Person, Lord Vishnu. 28. Then this your elder brother, the 9 lords of creation, Marishi and others, with perfect concentration of mind, adore the Supreme Person who is manifest in the form of the cosmic being and manifest as the inner controller of all beings. 29. Thereafter, when the time came, the Manus and other riches, seers, the Manes, the gods, the demons, and men all worship the Lord through sacrifices. 30. This universe, O Narada, rests on the support of the same Lord Narayan, who, though essentially devoid of all attributes, assumes innumerable attributes at the dawn of creation by his Maya. 31. I create the universe as commissioned by him, Lord Hara Shiva, under his control dissolve it, while he himself, as the Purusha, Lord Vishnu, preserves it. In fact, it is he who has assumed the 3 powers of Sattva, Raya, and Tamas severally for the purpose of creation, protection, and dissolution. 32. Thus, dear son, have I told you what you inquire of me? There is nothing in this creation, whether existing as a cause or an effect, which is other than the Lord. My words, dear Narada, never prove to be false. My mind, too, never conceived a false idea, and my senses are never led astray either. This is because I have even contemplated on Sri Hari with a longing heart. 34. I am Veda personified, my life is full of austere penance, and I am the Lord of Prajapatis, the progenitors of races, and adored by them all. Nay, I practice yoga in all thoroughness with a concentrate mind, yet I fail to realize him to whom I owe my existence. I bow to his most blessed feet, which are the home of all auspiciousness and the end cycle of birth and death, in the case of those who take refuge in him. Even as the sky knows not its limits, he too is unable to realize the extent of his own Maya, deluding potency. How then can others know it? Neither myself nor you, my son, nor even Lord Shiva knows his true nature. How then could he the other gods know it? Our mind is so confounded that we fail to comprehend the reality even of this universe, which is a creation of his Maya, but merely speculate about it according to our own understanding. Hail to that Lord whose descent in the world of matter is an exploit. In the course of such descent, myself and others constantly sing, but whom none of us know in reality. That unborn primal person himself creates, protects, and dissolves himself, with himself and by himself, cycle after cycle. He is pure, absolute consciousness, uniformly abiding as the inner self of all. He is even true and perfect, as has no beginning nor end, and is attributeless, eternal, and one without a second. Narada, those who are given to contemplate and realize him only when they have perfectly subdued their bodies, senses, and mind, he whoever disappears from our view when he is assailed by the sophistical reasoning of the wicked. 41. The first manifestation of the Supreme is the Purusha. Beside him, time Swavaha, Swabhav, Prakriti in the form of cause and effect, and mind, the five gross elements, the ego, the modes of Prakriti, the senses, the cosmic body, the cosmic being, and the bodies of all animate and inanimate beings are all manifestations of the all-pervading Lord. 42 to 44. Nay, myself, Vata, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, these lords of creation beings, Daksha and others, nay, yourself and other devotees like you, the protector of heaven, the guardians of the feathered kingdom, the rulers of the mortal world, and the protectors of the subterranean region, the lords of the Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, and Charanas, the leaders of the Yaksha, the Rakshas, the serpents, and the Nagas, the foremost among riches, and the Manes, the lord of the Daityas, the Siddhas, and the Danavas, other than these, such as the rulers of the Pritas, Pisakas, Bhutas, Kusmandas, aquatic creatures, beasts and birds, nay, whatever in this world is endowed with supernatural power, glory, vigor, resolution, physical strength, and forbearance, or whatever is possessed of splendor, decorum, good fortune, and intellectual acumen, that which has a wonderful color, and whatever is with or without form is the same as the ultimate truth. And 45. Again, O Narada, the scriptures have described the chief among the sportful descendants of the Lord, and I should presently narrate those most delightful stories which dry up the impurities to the ears. Please drink this nectar to your heart's content. Srimad Bhagavatam, Discourse 6, Book 2, Ki Jai. In the next, tomorrow at the same time, we will read the stories of the Lord's sportful descents. Jai Ho, Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Mahavira Ra Ramana Ki Jai. Jai Nitai, Jai Gaur, Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam. Vayonitai Gaura Radheshyam. Japo Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.